Hello IGN, my name is Jose Otero, and I reviewed Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS. Why don't we roll the verdict real quick for you?
Smash 3DS is impressive, and for the most part, feels right at home on 3DS. The multitude of ways to play and awesome customization gave me many reasons to keep fighting, and I've been at it for more than 45 hours already. It all produces a fun feedback loop of engaging in matches to unlock custom moves and trophies, then jumping into another match to try out the new stuff both online and off. It's a little disappointing that the 4-player antics that are the best part of the console games don't really work on a small screen, but there's still more than enough that does make Smash a great 3DS game.
All right, so there we have it, gentlemen, an 8.8 on IGN. So here to talk about it with me, we have Brendan Graber.
I fight for my friends.
Mike Pereira.
I do not fight for my friends.
And Brian Altano.
I fight you all.
So let's start with the general discussion, guys. As a Smash Brothers game for a handheld, let's start there. How does this feel? How's it work? Does it transition right? What do you think?
I didn't think it would be possible. And I was
Optimism.
Yeah, seriously, like, you know, playing for the 64 through the GameCube and all those eras and into the Wii, I'm like, there is no way you can fit all this into a handheld thing that can take anywhere I want. And the way they kept adding more characters, I'm like, this is getting way too big.
Yeah.
And to be able to see the finished product and choose from this huge roster, be able to play online with anybody across the world, and it loads the ping perfectly. You're able to bet and spectate on matches. It's like, there's so many modes, and it all works. And I'm loving it. I think it's a great addition.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, the scale is awesome and impressive. It's something, yeah, like Brendan said, I did not think it would be possible. But at the same time, the 3DS is kind of the biggest problem with it. I feel like the system's gonna burst into flames every time I play the game. Just because, like, it's so impressive what they've done, but even if you hit the home button when you're playing it, it kind of freezes. And I think if they had a game that kind of scaled more to the system, it might have actually been stronger. That's probably kind of an unpopular.
So you think parity between the two is kind of what is putting this thing, like, they're pushing the 3DS to the limit?
Exactly.
Okay.
It is almost beyond the limit of the system. But like I said, I love the game. I love the fact that they kind of aim super high. But it does kind of feel a little bit like the system can't handle what they would try to do with it.
Okay. What do you think, Brian?
I kind of agree with both of you. I think they found a great balance in exactly what they were trying to get away with and what they could get away with. And there's very few times I feel like you're actually sort of seeing all the smoke pumping out of the machine in the background. Like, you do kind of get the feeling
Maybe
that
just mine.
Yeah. Well, one of them definitely is the home button. But the good thing about Smash is that it's made me not want to play anything else on my 3DS. So I don't really go back into the home menu very often. It's just kind of always there. And I really like that I can jump into Smash, and Smash, to me, like, if I want to play Mario Kart, it's like I'm going to do a Grand Prix or a couple races. If I'm going to play Zelda, like, I'm going to go through a dungeon or start a whole new quest. But Smash to me means that I could jump into just the trophy rush mode. And that could be my experience with Smash for the day. And I can put it away, and that's like a bite-sized version. Or I could jump into an online multiplayer match. Or I could just play a quick single-player rounds. Or go into some of the mini games. So I think that whereas on consoles, it always made sense to sit down and kind of play around with every single mode. On 3DS, I'm sort of inspired to pick it up, play 1 or 2 modes for a few minutes and put it down. Yeah. And it's whatever I'm kind of in the mood for. So it almost feels like I have, like, 10 games inside one game, in that I can get my quick fix that I want in a handheld game in so many different ways with one software package.
It is very feature rich, right?
Yeah.
And there is so much you can do. And it's not even from a perspective of just how many things they packed in terms of features, but it's also like the tiniest details, right? Like the line that Pac-Man draws of little pebbles before he, like, goes after and turns into his, like, 16-bit or whatever, his basic shape form as he, like, attacks. Or just the tiny details on the characters themselves, the moves themselves, the items themselves. Could not believe it scales to 3DS size.
Yeah, I was worried that the personality of Smash would not come true, but that's totally not the case. Right? It has all the humor, all the fan service. It's pretty wonderful.
You mentioned some interesting concerns, though, with, like, exactly how much they're pushing the system to the limit. Do you feel the controls are also pushing the system to the limit? It seems to be a thing to talk about right now.
It definitely took me a while to get used to it because, well, I played Smash, like, since the N64. I, like, totally used to the GameCube controller for melee and brawl. And so it did take a while for me to get used to the handheld. But I mean, but after you get past that learning curve, I think it works totally fine.
All right. I'm assuming you guys agree there as well, right?
Yeah.
Just the learning curve
I'm
is.
glad that they put that the control setup for you to optimize.
Yeah.
So people didn't like having to tap up the jump. They can turn that off, not have to worry about it. Switch the jump buttons with the attack buttons, switch your L and R buttons. It's a great addition.